Hello, fellow gamers, and welcome to the Video Gamers Podcast. I'm your host, Ace, and today we're going to dive into the indie gems of 2025. But before that, some introductions are in order. His body may be here, but his mind is still exploring the world of Expedition 33. It's John.
Oh, gosh. I can't wait to talk about my favorite game yet again to the chagrin of everybody. I am going to whine so much about it. I cannot wait.
You are the whiny one, John.
I'm the whiny guy.
You are the whiny one of the podcast.
Yeah, we got this fun comment on Spotify, and I told my wife about it, and she immediately started calling me a whiny guy, John.
Well, I know what you're going into my phone as now.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
I think she had a shirt made, too.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And some say he is still looking for Fabled Room 46, but others know he gave up on that a long time ago. It's Ryan.
Surprisingly, that was a better game than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, I'm like Josh with those games. I'll get close to the end and be done.
I'm pretty sure you and him both are just like, I'll look it up.
Yeah. After I got to the last room and I didn't have any keys and I was out of steps and I had the door open, I'm like, yeah, that's enough for me. I'm done.
Guys, I'm currently playing this game. Please stop.
Hey, there's no spoilers. No spoilers, all right?
It's not spoilers. I'm just like really into it at the moment.
Oh, you just don't want us to bum you out?
You're bumming me out.
Terrible news for you. I have terrible news. But, before we get into it, I just want to say, we're talking about the indies of 2025. 2025 has been an absolute banger of a year for video games, and the indies are no slouch, to say the least.
Yeah.
They
definitely have. If they've come on strong for sure. I mean, obviously with what the games we're going to mention, but each one of them, you're like, dang, that's a really good game. That's really good. That's an indie. Oh my gosh. So yeah. No shade to the indies. They've been keeping pace this year.
Absolutely.
They absolutely have. I mean, some of the best games this year have been indies, and that is incredible to see. And I'm so happy to see it personally.
Indie is the way of the future, man. That is the way of the future. Yep.
See, we're the
thinkers.
Small
and nimble.
We already knew, John. We already knew.
Mm-hmm.
But, kicking it off, we'll talk about John's favorite game. Probably going to be the indie that takes Game of the Year. I'm predicting it now. It's Expedition 33, baby.
Dude, I think unless there is a really solid critic's favorite choice, like a new Mario that comes out Q4 or something, man, that's the game to beat. Expedition 33 is the game to beat.
Do you think Donkey Kong will take it away from Expedition 33?
I can't yet. Who knows? Who knows? Probably not, but who knows? It could be amazing.
I know it's not your game of the year, Ryan, but you gotta admit it's touched huge audiences so far.
Oh,
like it has
absolutely
massive impact.
Like I said, when we kind of covered the game and did our deep dive, it is not my game, but I can recognize the greatness in it and what they created, especially like we say, as an indie developer, small team. They left another large developer and did their own thing, and they did it extraordinarily well. So, I mean, all the props to them and what they've created to do that, to be probably the front runner so far on Game of the Year. Like, that's awesome.
Dude, 30-something people people made that game, man.
Yeah.
30-something people from Ubisoft.
You know what this does this is kind of a hard pivot, but there's a game that Josh turned me on to in one of our previous episodes here called Mind's Eye. That's kind of like futuristic Grand Theft Auto or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't understand at the time that guys that were actually on the GTA dev team left to go work on this project. And given the absolute success and masterful execution of Expedition 33, I am like I have all kinds of hype now for this Mind's Eye game. So, I don't know, man. I've said it several times. The future is indie, dude. Small and nimble. I think AI is enabling smaller teams to do bigger and bigger things. I am super stoked, obviously, about Expedition 33, but I'm stoked at indie in general going forward.
Yeah, I ended up picking up Expedition 33 because of how much every single person around me, including you guys, was hyping it. And then, of course, seeing, Ryan in his little French outfit sold it for me. That was
That was the seller.
that was the seller.
My costume was responsible for at least one copy.
There
we
you go. You could tell them that in an email, man.
That's true.
No, we don't ever want them to see that.
How
Was
many
it
awards do you think it'll take?
Best soundtrack for sure. Best art
100%.
direction. Almost certainly game of the year. Best acting. Best indie.
Best
I don't
narrative?
know. Best narrative.
I mean, it's got so much. I've only gotten through like halfway through Act 2, so I can't say like everything about it. But what I've played so far, like this is the evolution in turn-based that Final Fantasy should have been when it came back to the modern age.
Totally
I've
agree.
seen a lot of those comments, people saying like this is the direction Final Fantasy needs to go. They need to kind of mimic this to get back on track and make that kind of darker style Final Fantasy again, not fun, goofy, campy or anything like that. Yeah, man, and yeah, Expedition is just they hit all the marks and they did it. Sometimes there's lacking here, lacking there. They did all of the great gameplay, all the great soundtrack. The music was amazing, beautiful world. But it was an amazing story too. It's got that artsy fartsy element to it, that the critics love, that there's depth and design and everything that makes it that kind of critically acclaimed style game. So I think, yeah, it's going to be a runaway for the most part.
Speak a little more about the fartsy part of it.
It's the artsy fartsy, man. That's all there is. We don't talk about flatulence.
French food, Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro,
that's what it is.
Bro, French food is underrated in the USA, man. Have you ever had like a proper souffle? No, super good.
No, I definitely have not. I think
love
the
French
closest I've
fries.
gotten is a funnel cake.
Did you know French fries were invented in Belgium?
Really?
I feel like I did know that at one
Did not
point,
know
and then
that.
I deleted that, and you've reminded me.
I know. Never forget.
The more you know.
In all honesty, Ace, what you just said about this game sort of revolutionizing turn-based, I don't take that. I think that is a legit statement in much the same way that Grand Theft Auto redefined open world, that Halo redefined first-person shooters, that God of War both kind of redefined beat-em-ups and then third-person action games. I think that this is going to be the game to beat and will serve as sort of the template for turn-based games going forward.
I would be very
I hope
surprised
so.
to
It was
see
pretty
it get a
dang good.
competitor.
Yeah.
I would love to see that just be like the template for turn-based games. But,
Totally.
moving on from a game that if we didn't tell you it was indie, you wouldn't believe it. Let's go to Blueprints, which I feel like we all know how I feel about this game. So I'm going to let someone who actually likes it talk about it. Ryan?
Well, we've all played it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think, Ryan, it's interesting because, like, this seems like the type of game that you wouldn't like.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
For sure. I am not a puzzle game guy. I just tend to get like bored because either the puzzles are too easy or I just have no desire to like figure out. I'm like, so I can go through this next stage. I just have to do all this. There's no carrot for me other than just figuring out the puzzle. Okay, whoop-de-doo. And for whatever reason, this one really just hit a mark with me. I think it was all the levels of it. There's a lot of layers to what you have to do within this game. You have the different tiles to unlock. It matters how you do it. You have so many steps. You have to get these different gems to unlock things, and then there's puzzles within the puzzles, and so there was so many layers to it. It always kept me on my toes, and I didn't know what was going to happen next, which I really appreciated. This one definitely caught me off guard, and I thought it was an awesome puzzle. It's definitely one of my favorite puzzle games ever.
Yeah. I think it resonated with a lot more people than I expected it to. And then like I'm clearly in the minority of saying I don't like it. But are you liking it so far, John?
Yeah, so first of all, I blasted this game when I first saw gameplay of it and when Josh was describing well, and he was setting it to a very high standard. He was sharing people's comparisons to this and like Portal. I'm like, dude, Portal
like,
is
whoa.
like one of the best
Portal,
games ever. Portal and Portal 2 are like some of the best games ever, funnest games ever. And I'm just looking at this, like, looks like a walking sim, and you're like kind of opening doors and locks and stuff. I was like, this is one of those games where you really have to play it to appreciate it, or not. And I definitely don't think it's for everybody. It is so far, and I'm maybe 10 hours into it at this point. It is probably one of the most intelligent games that I've played. There are things that when you start out, like, you go, okay, there's all these like design elements that surely have to have some sort of significance. Everything in this game is significant. Every little design thing. And you have to, like, there's just layers and layers. And so I'm at this point right now where I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to figure everything out. You know, this is deep. And I'll also say that every time I start to go, like, get frustrated, like I unlock like a permanent buff or something like that, and I'm like, okay, you got me again. The one thing that's a little frustrating, and I think it's the same frustration that a lot of people had with Disco Elysium, is it's just so much text, man. I mean, it's so much reading, and you know, I missed Kingdom Hearts, which again, that's got my name written all over it just because it's so text based. This is a little tough, but right now I am really enjoying it. I've heard people get frustrated towards the end game, like they'll get super close and then they'll be short a key or like one step short or something like that, and then have to start all over again. And the
we
RNG
might know someone like that.
I think you guys are both like that, right?
Oh, I didn't get that far. No.
I even had the door unlocked in the final room and everything, and then I got there and I forget what happened exactly, but I opened like a freezer room, and then there's no door into the side I needed, and then I was just screwed. So I was like, dude, and I forget how many days in. How many days are you in right now?
Day 18.
18?
Oh,
okay,
just getting started.
That's pretty good.
Don't say that, man. Yeah. So like that, there's like this chamber, the anti-chamber, which don't ruin it for me if that's truly the end of the game or not.
Not saying a thing.
But I have one of the sides unlocked at this point, and like I got up to that. That's the side that I have unlocked, like probably like 5 times, but it was like blocked off. And then I got the part where it's unlocked, and now I'm like, I can't get back there. Like it's just yeah.
I appreciate this game with its graphical style and what it tries to do and how it tries to throw, the roguelike genre into the puzzle genre to make something new and unique. And clearly that resonates with a lot of people because this is one of the highest rated indies on Metacritic for this year. So it's like,
what's the rating right now?
It's at 93 currently.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's a solid. I know whoever liked it really, really liked it.
People who liked it. Like, it really caught their attention. They really enjoyed Blueprints. And that's one thing, like, it is a standout indie for this year, to be certain.
I think it took the world by storm. The thing about it, though, is I feel like it's got a pretty steep learning difficulty.
Yes.
I don't, almost like Elden Ring, for instance, like, I don't think anybody could make it through Elden Ring. I don't think anybody could make it through Blueprints. Just, dude, there's like some complexity in some, or at least there seems to be right now in some of the puzzles and stuff where I'm like, bro, this like is taking serious deliberation to get through. I
can make it through Elden Ring eventually just through brute force. Blueprints, you actually have to think about what you're doing.
And there's some RNG involved too with your layouts and how certain stuff happens. Like, having a
closet.
Yeah, not another one. Oh yeah, so there is some weird stuff in there, but I think this one definitely. I mean, we've seen it in our Discord. It just kind of blew up in our Discord too. Everyone was talking about it. I remember in our chat, our general chat, it was just like blocks of censored text.
Oh yeah, and it feels like every new game that's happening now too.
Yeah,
any new game like
I'm
a
not clicking through
secret.
all these.
It's like we're just gonna spoiler all the text.
That's kind of cool though. Like for anybody who's like been listening to us. By the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but I mean, like, we've had a huge increase in our audience. Like 180,000 people listen to this show.
Oh goodness.
Over the last week. It's like ridiculous. Like, we were the number 2 leisure podcast in the United States, man. But plug for anybody who's listening to this who hasn't signed up for our Discord. Man, it is so awesome, dude. Like, we have like 1,000 people in there, and like we're all sharing our game experiences, and it always turns into this kind of viral thing where like at least 30 or 40 people are all playing the same game at the same time. You see these big spoiler blocks where it's like, I don't know, man, it's cool. It's cool. It reminds
cool. It gives you a sense of community.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. And me being myself, I just type in dumb things and censor it just so people.
Oh
click
yeah,
it.
no, I've unfortunately fallen for that a few times.
Made you look.
It's like, I didn't know you were playing this game, right? Oh, I see.
Oh, he's not. It's just Ryan.
Oh, speaking of community, let's talk about the game where you are a servant to your community. Schedule 1.
Oh yeah.
Ryan, you and I got really into Schedule 1.
We did. I even played after you guys for a while.
Dude, it is just like such a fun and addicting game.
It is. It has
despite
that
the substance.
Yeah, I know, right? Besides what it is, like we talked about on the deep dive, it's just hilarious to hear like coworkers at their job being like, "Yeah, dude, we're gonna be able to make cocaine tonight," or "Yeah, we're gonna do we can make meth everywhere, and then we're gonna mix this with that," and we
do not condone these activities at Video Gamers Podcast, by the way.
I don't know. We've got a short that says otherwise.
Don't do drugs. Just sell them.
Yeah, just make and distribute them, but do not do them.
You can make oodles of money. But yeah, man, I think this one was again. This is a solo dev that created this.
Insane.
And this again shows what we've seen with a lot of these indie games is if it's fun, graphics be damned. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be some graphically amazing game. You can have a game that just, pleasing to the eye, looks okay, looks like an old school cartoon, but it's just so much dang fun and has that element to draw you in with the progression of advancement and upgrading your home to a barn and then a warehouse and then upgrading your equipment and expanding your distribution. Like there's the perfect amount, in my opinion, of carrots dangled to just get you to play a couple more days like within the game, and then you unlock that, and then you unlock that, and you just keep going and going and going. So I think that this guy did an awesome job, and yeah, dude, I loved it. I started my own world after we got off because I knew Josh wasn't going to log in anymore. Yeah, I was hooked, man.
Are you still playing it? Either of you guys?
Occasionally, I play a little bit here and there. I was grinding for a while, and then we got into Doom, and I was hooked on Doom for a while, and then sprinkle in some rivals if I want to hate my life.
The hate has only begun, but
for sure, you didn't play this, right, John?
No, it's
it's PC exclusive.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so there's my excuse. So
that's already the
no
issue.
Streaming to your TV on this one.
This wouldn't normally be my type of game, but I gotta tell you, just being associated with the show, it's opened my horizons quite a bit. Like I never would have played Doom Eternal. I had a lot of fun with it. Never would have played Blueprints. Having a lot of fun with it. So I don't know. Maybe there's some other old dude.
You are a
there.
businessman, dude.
Yeah,
you are. We'd have John for and then 3 days in, he's got this empire already, and we're like, oh, what the heck?
No, you would totally
comment,
overtake
guys.
us.
Yeah,
no comment.
It very much felt like this evolution to the survival crafting sort of genre, almost in a way. Also, while throwing in tycoon elements, and I really liked just how much there was to do. Even though, near the end game, it does get kind of repetitive and you're doing the same stuff over and over again. But if you enjoy gameplay loops like that, Schedule 1's fantastic.
And then if you get bored, just go to the casino.
Well, and what's the price tag on this one?
Oh, it's like $20.
Yeah, so I mean, for the
15, $20.
If you get 2 hours of enjoyment out of this, that's a movie ticket, and chances are you're getting quite a bit more out of that, and it's more immersive and everything. It seems like a no-brainer to me.
That's the cool thing, and I know we've talked about it too before, is the barrier to entry with these financially is always so low.
It's always low.
You can take so many more risks on these type of games, kind of like the old school days, back when you'd try a game out and there wasn't internet, so you didn't know a lot about these games. You'd read what you could from your Game Informer or what people's told you, and then you try it out, and if it wasn't good, then you take it back to wherever, Gamers or GameStop or whatever they had back then. But yeah, I love the ability with these indie titles to be able to hop in, and if it's not your cup of tea, then
Yeah,
10, 20, $30, it's all you're out, not 80.
yeah, even if you didn't like it, you still supported, a small independent developer, right? Unless
Yeah.
you're Josh, and then you refund Balatro twice.
Give my money back, Balatro. Hey,
How long is it? Is it 2 hours or
It's 2 hours.
2 hours? Yeah, he plays an hour 55 and then returns
Yeah,
it.
it's
That's
like,
too funny. I'm sorry, Ace. We have to do a little side quest here.
Oh, yeah.
Best gaming magazine ever. Was it EGM, Game Informer, Nintendo Power, or PlayStation Magazine?
I liked Nintendo Power. I think they had the best ones when I was.
What
getting
about you,
those.
Ryan?
Oh, Game Informer. I
Game
had like
Informer?
hundreds of them. Yeah,
I
you always
used to
got
get
it with
those, and the GameStop just stopped sending me them.
Yeah, I mean, because you get it with your GameStop like account pass. If you got the pass or whatever, they'd send it to you for free. And so I'd always have Game Informers, show up to the house, and I was so excited looking through the pages and stuff back in the day.
Yeah,
those were sweet.
It was
Don't have those
EGM for
anymore.
me, but no, they were all good, man. Gaming magazines, RIP, man. That's
What a loss, man.
What a loss. Yeah.
It's sad.
Relic lost to time.
Now I get boring mail like bills.
I know, right? What the heck?
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Before we get into the next one, we're going to take a little break. All right. We are back to talk about a game that we all three played, we all three deep dived, and we all three have thoughts on: The Midnight Walk.
Yeah. So Ryan was just touching on one of the great things about the indie games is the barrier of entry for price is quite low. And I think this is a tough one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I will say, I feel better about The Midnight Walk than I did when we deep dived it. It's, I've softened upon it. I look back upon it more fondly, except the price. I can't forgive the price. The price is just too high for what you get. And, some of our listeners even went, they picked it up and played it in VR, and they said, this is absolutely a VR game.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I read some of that
absolutely
too.
a VR game.
Because so I was, kind of on the lines of what you said, Ace, about softening up to it. I did enjoy the game and I enjoyed what I played. But pulling like some gameplay clips and stuff today for this episode, I was watching it again and I was just sitting there kind of thinking as I was recording, and I just wish I could have experienced it in VR. I get motion sick with any of these movement things, but sitting there looking, I just really couldn't help but feel like it's purely meant to be a VR game. Like that would have made your experience from this to like, way out there, whole next level of type of game. And I just wish I could have experienced it, because everyone I've seen that has said it's awesome.
As I'm saying, I think that would have justified the price a little bit more, because developing VR games is a little more difficult than just, regular games, because you have to, sync up the body models and all that with your controllers and the visor and all that. Like if it's anything like syncing up like a VTuber rig, I know everything about that. So I know like it would be a pain in the butt to make a video game for it. But
I had some time to think about it after the episode, and as anybody listening who listened to that episode knows, I had quite an unfavorable opinion on it, and after careful consideration, I am doubling down. I hate that stupid game. How dare you? $40 for 4 hours worth of game, and there's just the worst writing, the worst ham-fisted design. Oh my gosh. It is an insult to my gothic teenager self. How dare you?
I'm saying preemptively, I'd like to apologize to Moonhood Studios if this gets made into a short and put on our socials.
They already know John. They already hopped in and they commented on one of the posts already, so they know John.
I am honestly mostly saying this because I want them to invite me to their studio so I can see all the cool little claymation guys.
All the cool little claymation guys you think were a waste of time.
I bet they look really cool in person. I think it seems like absolute unnecessary work for the game, but I bet they look awesome in person. Moonhead, I'm telling you right now, I know nothing about game development whatsoever, but I do know about business. If you want me to help you fix your next game, I bet I can help.
Oh man.
Ain't no way.
Shots fired.
That's crazy.
Roy,
break
this
their
is
heart,
this
man.
is all verifiable too. If we want to share bank accounts, we can absolutely do that.
Oh, that's crazy.
Poor Midnight Walk.
You
He's
know,
this
at
little
least
pot
the Midnight
boy and the
Walk
burned
has
one.
the pot boy. You know, we love him.
He was
Do
cool,
we?
man. I thought he was neat.
Do you think it
Yeah.
could get VR Game of the Year? Like, is that even a thing? Is that a possibility?
Against what? Against Beat Saber, Patch 930, or Super
I'm
Hot?
sure there's other VR games we just don't know about.
Maybe. I
It'll
don't
get
know.
some kind of award just based off the artistic visuals and things like that. I'm certain of that, just because it got 9s and 10s across the board from pretty much everyone else who reviewed it.
Did you see or play Out of Sight? There's
No.
another indie game that was released not too long. It's funny. It's like one of these things like Deep Impact and Armageddon or Volcano and Dante's Peak. There's another game called Out of Sight that is another sort of like whimsical horror game that was released recently, where there's also a sort of like sightless kind of game mechanic or whatever. I haven't had a chance to play it, and it didn't get the most favorable reviews right out of the gate. And again, I had such a, we'll say, average experience with Midnight Walk that that I wasn't like, chomping at the bit to go down this lane. But one of these days I'm gonna have to pick it up and give it a comparison.
Let me ask you guys this then. So with the games exactly the same, everything's all equal, but it's $20, $19.99. Would that change your opinion on this at all?
Yes.
I feel like it would.
Yeah,
I think
totally.
I think the $40 is the only issue I really have with it. I don't have any issue with the artistic, direction. I don't have any issue with the voice acting or the story. It's all, fine, but $40 is just an egregious price to pay for a 4-hour game.
Especially when we got Helldivers 2 for $40.
Oh, did we? Oh,
yeah,
oh
I'm
my
pretty
God.
sure it was.
We're getting
I'm
Night
pretty
Rain
sure
for
it was-
$40.
Yeah, Night Rain's gonna be $40. Like, yeah, and then
Bro,
those
I
are-
got Expedition 33. I got Halo. I got Blueprints.
Oh, here he goes again.
I got
Game Pass.
Game
on
Pass.
Game Pass, baby. $25. $25. I got all those games. I got Tetris Effect. I got Slay the Spire. I got South of Midnight for $25. All those for $25. You put Midnight Walk as a cool little experience on Game Pass, totally different story. But like seriously, like Ryan, let's say you're in the market for like a new car or something, right? And you're gonna go buy a Honda Civic, and that Honda Civic is like $100,000. It changes your opinion on the vehicle. Like,
Oh, for sure.
like it might be okay. Like if we're talking like $30,000 car, that's a great car. Nothing wrong with it. 100,000, like the value just doesn't match the price tag for me. And I know we are honestly collectively kind of in the minority here. It's getting fantastic reviews.
I'm not saying don't play it. I'm saying wait till a sale. That's all I'm saying.
For sure.
I'm not saying
I would agree.
no
Yeah,
one
if you
should
can-
play this. Like,
If you can find it on a sale, absolutely pick it up. It's a cool experience, and it's just when you hit that price point, people are going to expect more, and it's just 4 or 5 hours of a gameplay that is just not all there if you're not in VR. Like that's hard to stomach for $40. You almost feel a little like just gut punch, like, oh man, that was a lot of money.
But I'm sure it was expensive as heck to develop, man. And again,
gosh, I can't imagine how much this cost to make.
No,
especially for a small indie studio like this,
and VR, I feel terrible. I feel terrible. Moonhood took a big jump to develop this game. I'm sure it came at no small sacrifice, but to me, this feels like there were business decisions that were made that could have been caught far earlier in the development path to either cut their losses or change the direction of this game and improve it. That's my opinion.
Because the $40 too wasn't the top that they had discussed price wise. Like they probably were like, well,
they
what's our
started higher.
range? They probably were like, we could do $50, $60. Could you imagine that? And then they there was some reason in the room, that was like, well, let's go down to 40. And like, I don't know why they stopped there, but gosh, could you imagine if it was even more?
Well, yeah, typically they will go through like customer surveys where they like test price points before they arrive
Yeah.
on something. And they go like, well, we need to make blah to be able to offset our loss. Because again, the way they produced this had to be astronomically expensive for
Yeah.
what we got out of it.
Well, before
But
we
yeah.
move on to it, I want to say one more thing that I know is going to upset John. That the Midnight Walk has a 1% more positive score than Clear Obscure Expedition 33.
Out of how many though?
Oh,
That's the question.
who knows? I don't have time for that. What are you
14
talking about?
14
I just like
people.
look at the percentages. That's funnier.
Yeah, I think that it is aesthetically pandering to the right crowd to get that kind of support.
It's paid off for them, I'll say.
Yeah.
Everyone else likes
we don't
it.
know if it's paid off on paper.
This is true. But at least publicly, it looks like it's doing fairly well.
Yeah, and good for them. Again, not every game is going to be for everybody. It just so happens that, you know, we are jerks on a show. So like we are acknowledging that our ability to critique this game publicly is a much easier task
than making
for
it.
sure.
and
Yeah,
far
I don't
less
wanna-
valuable than making the game.
I don't want to
Just-
make your
just for
games.
Yeah. Well, I wanna help, guys. I'm saying that semi seriously. I feel like I could have provided input to fix this game, man.
I love it.
Not I, but
I have a great track
Nope.
record of success here. Guys, I love what you tried for here.
A for effort.
Okay, before we destroy Moon Eye Walk anymore.
I would say let me move on to the next one, which is REPO, which I know neither of you played it. John didn't play it because it's PC exclusive. Ryan didn't play it because he doesn't like to play games with me. But
No. The amount of Lethal Company we've played, it's basically the same thing. What are you talking about?
it is. But you know, it's got some unique things to it. Like for one thing, it's 6 players instead of 4, so that's cool.
That's very nice. I love the ability to get in. Like a 6-pack is a good group because a lot of people, you know, 4's tough because you usually got like one guy out on the outskirts. Like, oh man, come on, you know, I want to get in. But that is cool. What else is on there that's a little different? Like the 6 players or what else?
I mean, you've got of course you have the 6 players, but also like I've talked about before with REPO, it's the not Lethal Company clone. We'll just say like Lethal Company inspired game where you play as the robots collecting items to pay off your debts, and every item has a different weight and value. And when you bang items against walls, players, or enemies, it loses value or it just flat out breaks, which is really funny when you're carrying an item around a corner and your friend is screaming and he just slams into it and smashes it into a million pieces. And now you're out like $1,000.
I do. It does have that fun group kind of chaos element to it that, you know, again, pulling gameplay today. And I've seen a ton of streamers that are streaming it and stuff.
This game is still massive. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The ability to not only mess with your friends in the match, but also kill them with like mines or different things, or knock them over, or screw up them with what they're carrying. You know, it lends itself to fun and enjoyment. And whenever you can do that, like a party game, these are like the new party games, in my opinion.
Yeah.
These are the ones where you all hop on, but you're not all in the same room, but you can still have that awesome, fun experience together and just laugh the whole time.
It's such a great time with friends. Like you could barely know someone in a friend group, you know, log in, bring everyone into a game like this and get to know someone like instantly. Like these are the best ways I think to meet and greet people, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, you guys go off on your own. We're going to go over here. If you hear any screaming, run the other way.
Exactly. Have you ever played one of these types of games, John?
Yeah, I was curious about that as well. If you'd played any.
No. This is not usually my type of game. Even multiplayer stuff like this that is like right up my alley. Like I've been a huge Marvel fan my whole life. Like I still have a hard time with Rivals. Like I'll play it during community gaming nights, but there's just something about that chaotic gameplay where everyone's just screaming over each other that's not it's off-putting to me.
Oh, I love that part. That's why
That's
when
my
we do
favorite
community
part,
ga-
John.
Yeah, we all stay in the same voice channel so that it's just chaos, which I love.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
got like 25 people in one voice chat. What's wrong with that?
Nah, people scream at him. My friend Jeremiah actually recommended this strategy where he was like, he'll play the games with his friends, but he turns the sound completely off and then just listens to an audiobook. So even if he's
Oh.
just getting like destroyed, he was like, well, I'm still learning something. This is okay.
Yeah. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's good. But yeah, like you're saying, Ace, this thing is still super
This game
popular.
is still kicking some serious butt, and it peaked at over like 266,000 players
Whoa.
That's
Wow.
concurrent.
That's pretty big.
That's massive for an indie dev who's just working on like this horror multiplayer genre like this. It feels like it couldn't, thrive with the way Lethal Company is, and so many people, they see another Lethal Company like game, they're just like, played it. This one somehow took off, and I am here for that kind of thing, man.
I do. I like too, like the characters. They look like the Canadians on South Park.
Yeah, I've
Where their heads, when they talk, their heads are like, "Meow, meow, meow, meow,"
Hey,
when they
buddy.
go. Yeah. Hey, buddy.
All right, we're running out of time here quickly, but we'll hit the last one here, which, it's a little game. I've never heard of it before. No one here.
Probably not very good.
No, it's probably
not
No,
awesome.
no, don't go that far. You've gone too far now. But Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist is possibly the best game I've ever played in my life.
Wow.
I
Wow.
freaking love this game. The way Clair Obscura is a evolution to turn-based combat, Ender Magnolia is the evolution to the Metroidvania, in my opinion.
Wow.
Okay.
It takes everything that good about Metroidvanias, good level design, good combat, good, progression, and just really amps it up into this massive experience with a wonderful narrative and absolutely stunning visuals. And
Yeah.
and the music's no slouch either, for anyone who's wondering. It's freaking fantastic. And
Okay, I'd like to ask you a question on this. I love your recommendations typically, Ace, and this is very high on my list. The one thing that is a little, it's a slight barrier of entry for me, is this has kind of a very heavy anime aesthetic, and I love that look. I absolutely love that look. But I've never actually been able to get into anime because I find that oftentimes the narrative becomes either way too heavy on the exposition or it's kind of like nonsensical.
Mhm.
Does this have like a clear storyline, or is this like kind of like
it's rather cut and dry clear. Like you'll find you could, expand upon it by knowing more about the previous game as well. But like
Ender
it's
Lilies.
pretty well told to you if you're reading the text as the people are saying
I'm just
it.
thinking of the anime like things.
Oh, John.
Oh no, she looked at me.
Oh gosh.
What should
no,
I do?
Ryan.
Should I go talk to her? Oh, I don't know.
well,
Help me
yeah.
form a spirit bomb.
Hey, you leave Dragon Ball Z out of this. Oh, that's funny. So I'm doing some videos about my top 10s. My number 10 is Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
The beginning.
That's where it started for me. I love Metroidvanias, but recently the last few years, I haven't been able to find one that really clicked with me or that I liked. And when I'd play it, other than like Hollow Knight or Castlevania, I'd just be like, I could just be playing one of those that I really enjoy. I'm not a big fan of the anime look on a Metroidvania, but I think I may have to give this one a shot with how much you've been preaching it from the rooftops, man.
You've just gotta
So sell me on it. What is it other than like the level design and stuff? Like, what's the gameplay like that is going to entice me, to play this type of
first and
Metroidvania?
foremost, it does have difficulty options if you find the game too easy or too hard, which is
cool.
awesome.
Okay.
It lacks enemy collision, which I freaking love because I hate enemy collision. It is my number one pet peeve in any video game is if I walk into an enemy and I take damage, I'm annoyed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Why didn't this hurt them?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, why didn't he take any damage?
What the heck?
But it's got a very nice system where you collect these homunculi robots. Because the thing with the Ender series is you play as usually a smaller character, a little girl so far, because I don't know if there's going to be a third game or not. So I'll just say you play as a little girl who's defended by these giant robots, or these human-sized robots. Some of them are big, some of them are small. It depends. And you can you collect them by going throughout the world, completing quests, or beating bosses unlocks them as playable weapons, basically.
Oh, okay.
And that'll unlock new movement options. That'll unlock new combos. You could string in some melee as well as some ranged attacks. It's a very varied weapon system, similar to like Spirits and Bloodstains, if you've ever played that.
Oh, Bloodstain's sweet.
Yeah, it's very similar to that, where you
Bloodstain's
have
good.
like multiple options to attack in one fight, and you don't have to pause the game and equip everything and all that.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man.
Is
I
it-
mean, I'll have to check it out, I think.
Is it the same protagonist in both?
No.
Okay,
different
gotcha.
protagonists.
So
They,
Ender Lily's different protagonist.
Ender Lilies actually takes place in the past, and then Ender Magnolia is in the future. And while they are loosely connected, they are not directly like influenced by one another.
Okay.
If you don't
Is it
know,
a rat?
if you don't know anything about, there's probably rats. Yeah, there is rats actually, because they had to nerf the rats.
I knew it.
Because the rats did too much damage and were killing players in the air.
Ace just has a
Freaking
rat
Ace.
agenda.
Eights and the rats.
Don't call it a rat agenda.
Oh, love it.
That's my band, Ace and the Rat Agenda.
Oh my god.
Dude, I love it, bro.
So you think that's indie game of the year?
That's my indie game of the year. That's my game of the
Yeah.
year, man. I freaking loved Ender Magnolia, and it doesn't get near enough love and praise. And people, it doesn't get the clicks like everything else does, but man, people are missing out and they're really sleeping on it just because they're like, Hollow Knight and Silksong are the only two Metroidvanias they care about. I feel like people really write off the Metroidvania genre because they play Hollow Knight and like, well, nothing's going to beat this.
Even big ones.
You're
Even
wrong.
Big, like Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. That was a fantastic Metroidvania.
And people completely overlooked it because
People
it wasn't
totally
Hollow Knight.
overlooked it because it wasn't Hollow Knight. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it's
it's a
insane.
Metroidvania.
I wonder if that's going to change once Silksong comes out. Like, because everyone's always just waiting for that Hollow Knight kind of, sequel. And once that comes out, then they can have that checked off the list. Then they'll be more open to other Metroidvanias.
That's kind of my hope. That we'll see like more people be open to the idea of a Metroidvania, or I'm worried that Silksong is going to outshadow
good.
overshadow everything.
I hope so, man. We've been waiting long enough.
Nobody's gonna want to play any other Metroidvania, even Hollow Knight. People are like, why would I play Hollow Knight when I could play Silksong?
Exactly.
That's my worry. But that would also be pretty dang great. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
But,
what do they say? A rising tide raises all ships
Raises
or
all.
something.
Yeah.
If you say
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Allegedly, I've never heard that one, but I'll go with it. But
Well, sweet. Those are some good
those
games.
are our games. Those are our indie gems of 2025. I'd say that we have got quite a nice bit of games here, and the year's not over yet. We might still see some more come forward. I doubt we'll see anything overtake Expedition 33 in this short time, but I wouldn't, be opposed to seeing something do that. I would be
You
opposed
never
at all.
know. It'd be a good problem to have if something better came out,
Yeah.
But I'm too. Probably the game I had the most fun was Schedule 1, but can't look past Expedition 33. It's just so dang good.
It's so dang good, and people who are, putting it off because they don't like turn-based or they don't,
Like John.
yeah, people like John who don't like turn-based games.
Yeah, if that was you, remember, me and Josh liked it too, so
Yeah.
You
So
can play the
don't
game.
write it off just because John didn't. John liked it. It's okay.
But I'm so whiny.
You are, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's funny. Whoever that is, I was so bitter when I read it. And I like clap back at him a little bit, but I was like, John, you are kind of a whiny little wuss sometimes, man. So whoever you are, I hear you.
Touche.
Exactly, touche.
Touche.
I hear you.
Whoever you are,
Yeah.
you win.
Maybe you can help me, man.
But yeah,
I love it.
that's all for this episode. John, you want to tell them how they can support the show?
Yes, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else in the world, if you have enjoyed this show, please take a moment to leave a 5-star review on your podcast or video viewer of choice, be it YouTube, Spotify, Apple Pods. It should just be a plus button or perhaps the little hamburger menu or 3 buttons or whatever. Trust me, whatever platform you're listening to us on, there's some way to either follow us and or rate us. Please do it. For an independent pod like us, it means everything to helping us keep the show going and finding new audiences like yourself. If you really enjoy the show and want to take your support a step further, we have a Patreon page that comes with lots of cool benefits. There is information on that in our show description. And last but not the least, we talk about this all the time. We talked about it on this episode. Please do yourself a favor and join the best community in gaming, the Video Gamers Pod Discord. Be a part of the show. Be a part of the story. All of the hosts are on there literally every single day. We chat things up with everybody, talking about games, of course, but movies, fitness, food, travel, just our life stuff, man. If you want like the world's biggest friend/support group, we are here, and it is like so fun and positive. If you're looking for a light in the shadows, this is it, and it is not a midnight walk.
Oh.
I love
Dang,
it,
all right. And those of you who are interested in Elden Ring Night Rain, if you join the Discord, we will be streaming it on Friday. Me, Ryan, and Josh. So come on down, say hi, watch Ryan get his butt absolutely kicked. And
it'll be my first dabble in Elden Ring ever, and so we thought, why not broadcast it for some dumb reason? I think that's going to be great.
Ryan,
let everybody see how much an idiot I am.
I am predicting, Ryan, that this is going to be a barrier breaker for you, man. I was looking
Probably
at gameplay for this.
It's going to change your world.
And I again have a love-hate relationship with Elden Ring, but I was looking at gameplay for this and I was like, dude, that actually looks pretty fun, man. I think this is going to do it for you.
I've been getting ready. I've been bumping some Limp Bizkit, rolling.
Yeah, so keep rolling.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't sing too much or we'll have to pay him something.
Yeah, there you go.
But until next time, play Ender Magnolia and happy gaming.
See ya!
Toodly doodly!